Hello guys, my name is Abdullah. Today I welcome you all. My YouTube channel is at Electronics. Today I am going to talk about the Node MCU ESP8266, which is very useful and very popular in the IoT world. So we will see about this particular board. Today we are going to know about the board configuration, the pin configuration, as well as how to set up a Arduino IDE to program this particular board, as well as we will run a small program on which we will blink and built-in LED on the board. Then we will see how to connect the Wi-Fi to this particular board, and then we will run the HTTP server. While friends, I am going to make the whole playlist on this Node MCU ESP8266. In this series, I will put a different project on this microcontroller using various platforms like IFTT, the Adafruit Cloud. I will connect with our Google Assistant, as well as the Blink app which we'll use to make our home automation project, as well as I will show you how to make this microcontroller as a server as well as a client. Then we will see how to make our own website to receive and send data on this microcontroller. So follow my this series by subscribing my YouTube channel Exact Electronics. So let's start with today's video. First we will see what are the components are embedded on this board. Here on the top you can see there is a ESP12E chip which used to provide the Wi-Fi to this particular board. Below it you can see there is a 3.3 volt voltage regulator on the board. Now on the bottom there is a flash button. Next to it there is a micro USB port which is used to give power supply to our USB cable. Next to it there is a reset button to reset our program. Next on the top of the USB port you can see there is a USB to TTL converter. Like on the top of the board there is a 2.4 GHz antenna PCB, which is called as a PCB antenna. It is used for the communication protocol. Now let's see the pin configuration of the board. To give the power to the board, there is a micro USB port on the bottom of the board. From USB cable we can give power to it. Now to get the output from the board, there is a 3.3 volt pin given on the board, 2 on the left side and 1 on the right side of the board. Now to give the external supply to the board, there is a V-in pin on the bottom right corner of the board. We can give the power supply through battery or any other external sources. And about the V-in pin, there is a 2-pin enable and reset pin of the board. Also there is a one analog pin on the board on the top right corner of the board, which is named as A0 pin, which is used to get the analog value in the range of 0 to 3.3 volt. While on Node MCU there are the 16 general purpose input output pin. On the left side you can see there are D0 to D8 pin names which are used to get input and output from different sensors, while other GPIO pins are used for different protocols. On the right side you can see there are dedicated pin for SPI protocols. On the left side there are pins for UART communication. You can see there are TDX0 and RxD0 for UART 0, and for TDX2 and RxD2 for UART 2, while UART 1 is secure for our communication which we are connecting to our laptop. Other than some of the pins are reserved for the future purpose. The specification and the features of Node MCU ESP8266. The microcontroller used in this particular board is Tensilica 32-bit RISC CPU Extensela LX106. The operating voltage of this board is 3.3 volt. You can give input up to 7 to 12 volt. The flash memory size of this board is 4 MB. The SM is of 64 KB, while the clock speed of this particular board is 80 MHz. You can extend up to it 160 MHz as well. The best part of this board is it is very small, which can smartly insert to your any IoT projects. Now let's talk about different modes available on this mode and we can operate on over it. First one is the off mode, during which the RTC is disabled and all the registers are cleared, while in the on state the RTC is enabled and we can program it as our need. Now the three main mode we can talk about is the deep sleep mode, the sleep mode and the wake up mode. First we will see the deep sleep mode. In this mode only RTC is powered on and the rest of the chip is powered off, while the recovery memory of the RTC can keep the basic Wi-Fi connectivity information, which is very useful when we wake up our module again. Another mode is a sleep mode, which is very similar to the deep sleep mode, but it can be easily wake up and the power consumption is little more than the deep sleep mode. Now the last one is the wake up mode. In this state the system goes from sleep state to the PWR state. These are the 5 modes provided on our Node MCU ESP8266. The major application of the Node MCU ESP8266 is in the world of Internet of Things, which includes home appliances, home automation, smart plug and lights, mesh network, industrial control, baby monitors, IP cameras, sensor networks, wearable electronics, security ID tags and many more things. In the further series of this Node MCU ESP8266, I am going to give you some of the application using my giving my projects ideas, and I will show you how you can make this as well at your home. Now let's see the setup process of the Arduino IDE in which we will be going to program our Node MCU. So let's start with it. First of all, open the Google Chrome. In that, search for the Arduino IDE in the search bar. It will open. Click on the first link, Arduino Software IDE over here. Now in the software section, here you can see the download option, the Windows zip file. Click on the Windows zip file. It will redirect you to the another page. Click on the just download button. The zip file will start downloading. Here below you can see that it started downloading the zip file. After the completion of zip file, open the download section, extract your file over here. Now it completed. Open this folder. In the Arduino folder, you search for the Arduino application. Double click on this, it will open the Arduino software. The Arduino software is opening over here. Here you can see our Arduino IDE software is open. So we will write our program over here for the Node MCU. Now first we will select the board. Go to the tools and in the board search for the ESP8266 module. But here you can see there are only Arduino boards available over here. So we need to set up over that. So I will provide you one URL in the description box. Copy from there. Here I am copying that URL from my notepad. Close it. Now into the file section, go to the preferences. In the preferences, here you will see the additional board manager URLs written over here. Paste your URL over here. Click on the OK button. Now go back to the tools section. Into the board. Now go to the board manager. After that, it will in the search window write ESP8266. So it will give you the ESP8266 board manager is come over here. Click on the install button. It will start installing your ESP8266 module board manager over here. It will take some time. After the completion of downloading the ESP8266, close the tab. Now go in the tool section. Again in the board, now we will be able to see the two boards are there, that Arduino AVR board and ESP8266 board. Into the ESP8266 mode, we will search for the Node MCU 1.0 ESP12E module, because we are using that module only. So click on it and it will select the board. Now we need to write a code over it. So into the file section, go into the file section, example, search for the ESP8266.
Here over it is ASP.SX. In that we will start with a basic program. We will click on the Blink program. The Blink program is now open. Let's open it, expand it. Afterward, here you can see it is already written the built-in Blink program over it. So now we will upload our program. Before that we have to check that board is perfectly. Here the board is correctly written. Now I will check for the port. Now the port is also written port COM3. Now we will upload the program into our board. Please connect your Node MCU to the laptop via USB. First it will compile the program. Afterward it will start uploading to your board. So here you can see it is starting to connecting our board through serial monitor port COM3. It is taking some time. Oh, unfortunately it is saying some error. So it is not detecting. So we need to install some drivers that we can the Arduino IDE can detect our board. So open Google Chrome and in the new tab search for CP210X driver. I will also provide the link of this driver into the description. You can download from there. Click on this first link. Into the download section, scroll down. Here is the Windows driver. Click on the first link only. It will download a zip file over there. After the completion of downloading the zip file, go to the download section, extract this zip file just we have downloaded. Once they extracted, open that folder and download install this 64 into 64 one file over into your laptop. Next it will the installation start and it will finish in a few seconds. After the finish of it, again we will go to the tools and select our port. So in the tools port, here you can see now the two ports are available, but we don't know which one is for the Node MCU. So in the search menu, search for a device manager. In a device manager, you can see here the ports are given over here, the ports. Here you can see two things are connected over to my laptop, but we don't know which is connected. So first disconnect the laptop over your Node MCU, then it will be removed over here. Now again connect your USB. Now it will show that now the Node MCU connected to the Node COM4 port. Now select the port and COM4. Now we'll upload our program. Here connecting started. Now the uploading also done. So our driver has start working, and IDE is detecting our Node MCU, which is a good thing. Now our code is uploaded. Now we can see on the board the LED is blinking. Now let's see how to connect the Wi-Fi to our Node MCU module. Now go to the file section, click on the example. There select the ESP8266 HTTP client. In that open the basic HTTP client example. Now open it. Here you can see this is the code. Here the multiple libraries are already included in our code first of all only. Then here below you can see it is a serial begin is written over here. The baud rate is defined of 115200. So when you open serial monitor, check the baud rate below that it is selected this one only. So now this is the code for the HTTP client which will check for us. Here you have to give your SSID, your Wi-Fi name, and here you will have to give your Wi-Fi password. I will write my Wi-Fi and password name. Then I will check over it. Nothing to worry. Now let's upload the program to our board. First it will compile. Afterward it start uploading on the board. The uploading is done. Now let's open the serial monitor. Here in the serial monitor, the board is like 960. Let's we change to the 115200 board. Now I will reset my board again. So it will start again the program. So here is a wait 4 3 2 1. Now wait a minute. So here you can see HTTP begin started, the get request is requested, but the it failed an error connection. So what is happen? We have to open this URL in the browser, so it will get the request. I copy this URL and open in your browser. So I click OK. So here the page will be loaded in the browser only. In a serial monitor it will not open because it is a monitor, not a browser. Now open the browser. Here you can see the request is get successfully, and here all the HTTP page is coming over here. So we have successfully called the HTTP client, and we make the request to our Wi-Fi. So this is where we connect our Wi-Fi and HTTP request is done.